Hey everyone, it's Keith with Foxridge tonight. All right, so we did it. We made it through episode 1, and we can't take enough punishment, so here we go with episode 2. Tonight, I'm going to talk about I begin to learn what buttons maybe not to mess with so much on the audio processor that we use. We're going to walk you through a Hot Toddy. We're going to talk about our Spotify ages. We're going to cover an event that Steve attended at the Auditorium Arena. I'm going to tell you a little something about a thing called The Man. And we are going to finish up at a classic venue, the Gothic. Thanks again for listening. And as always, stay foxy.
It's Foxridge tonight.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you, everybody. Thanks for here.
Thanks for coming, everybody.
Yeah,
nice
thank
to
you.
see you again tonight.
Yeah, you're too kind. You're way too kind. So, how you doing, Keith?
Well, I'm getting over a cold. You can probably hear it in my voice. You know,
sounds like a little bit.
Yeah, a little hoarse.
Yeah,
Little hoarse. I was down for a couple of days. Slept a lot, and feel good now. But my voice doesn't sound that good. So
you know who likes little horses? Little cowboys. So you're a little horse, and you just find a little cowboy. Thank you.
I like it. I like it.
Yes, thank you.
There we go. Yeah, and then the people laugh there.
There we
They were a
go.
little late on the laugh.
They-
Sorry, you give me some buttons, and I'm gonna fuck around a little bit.
Well, it is a Spanish-speaking crowd, so it took a while for the translation, right?
Google Translate came through at about the same time.
I think so. I like Potreros Paquito, ay, Lil Caballero. Right? Okay. So, anywho, so you're feeling, how you feeling today? A little better?
I feel really good today. Like it is the only thing that's bugging me is my voice. And it bugs everybody else. They're like, dude, you sick? Like, stay away. And no, dude, I'm good. Good, dude. So, that being the case, that was my inspiration for what I thought we should drink tonight.
Because we always start out with something, right?
Well, you always got to start out with something. By the way, I'm Keith. That's Steve over there.
Yes. Yep. This is Steve, and that's Keith. So we got it. Okay.
Is that you?
Don't-
It's me.
C'est moi. C'est moi. Yeah. All right.
So, in I don't know, whatever. Let's have a drink, and tonight's a drink is a Hot Toddy, and this is supposed to be good for your voice. We'll see if it helps or not. I don't know. It's got bourbon in it, so
We're fixing to find out.
it helps. We're fitting to find out.
Fixing to find out.
Fitting to find out. So what we have is just basically we already got some hot water poured. I didn't want to make you listen to it boil. Throw in a lemon slice, 3 cloves, and a cinnamon stick. You let it steep for a bit, and it's been steeping for a bit. And then what you do is you add the bourbon. So I'm gonna
And to give it just that little touch of sweetness, honey.
Oh, honey. That's right. I started with the honey.
Yeah.
And
this is a drink for all you people that are about our age. We won't say what it is, but your parents probably drank this a lot. It was quite de rigueur back in the 60s and 70s, right?
it was. It was. And we got to have the obligatory sound.
Cork that
Nice.
bourbon.
Brand new Elijah Clegg.
Clegg.
Jesus, Clegg. All right. Elijah Craig, a small batch, just
One of my favorite go-tos.
straight. It's
Elijah
just a
Craig.
good go-to.
Great go-to.
94 proof. We're going to do a couple ounces each, it's not the booziest drink we've had, but pretty boozy for a small teacup.
Good enough for Thursday. And Elijah Craig, that is distilled and bottled by Evan Williams, right?
It is.
That's the parent company.
Evan Williams, yes, it is. In fact, you can't see under my sweater, but I actually have a Evan Williams t-shirt on today from our Kentucky bourbon tour.
How freaky
That
is
says
that?
bourbon is the new sexy.
There you go. It is. It is.
It's
And that's what Foxridge is all about. The new sexy.
the new sexy.
All right.
Here we go.
So,
Give it a little stir.
Stir it up with your cinnamon stick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, man. Just
it
that
smells
smell
good.
from here. Fantastic.
This is
Cheers.
feels like an NPR moment. Oh, that's good.
That's so nice.
That's so nice.
So nice. Like Reuniti on ice. So nice. All right. Well, damn, that's tasty.
That's pretty good.
So, it's been really warm here, but a lot of wind, a little chillier now today. So just think of that. You got the fire going out in the back on your new patio. Drink a couple hot bourbon
Toddies.
drinks, some hot toddies. Man, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
This is good stuff. I thought about adding like mandarin tea.
I thought you were going to say man juice. It's like, don't you fucking shin that thing, you goddamn.
I'm not going to put any man juice in my drink.
That's
Mandarin orange is what I was thinking. Sorry. Mandarin orange tea in there. And then it would be a little bit like a old fashioned ish.
Ooh, that'd be good.
So then
That would be good.
would that make this an old hottie?
It would.
I'm just asking questions.
4 out of 5 Gilf hunters recommend it.
That's good. That's going to go down quick.
Yes. Yeah.
So what do we?
So you know what? So many people. The big thing last week, after we recorded our podcast last week, things started happening. All of a sudden, Spotify kicked out your annual report, and of course, the big one everyone passes around. What's your Spotify age? Right.
That's right.
So my daughter, her Spotify age was 78. I'm like,
78.
what were you listening to at 78? And she got on this kick for a while, but you know how the algorithm works? Like if you listen to something like for a week or 2 weeks in a row, it kind of overinflates, right?
Sure, it does.
So it's not like you're listening to, like one of mine said, well, your top 5 is Southern rock. I'm like,
What?
When did I listen to that?
Right.
And I think back, well, wait, there was like a couple weeks where the first Skinner album came up in my circuit, right? So I listened to it for a couple times, a few good songs, and then I didn't think of it twice. But I'm like, what meta tags are they using?
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
And then there was, did I really listen to it that much? And then I go, but I listen to a lot of music in other sources. So I don't doubt the algorithm because everybody knows all hail AI. That stuff is correct.
It's
right?
always.
So in
that's
that,
right.
in that window of time, it made sense. So mine came up 71. But I was listening
But
to a
still
lot
younger than your daughter.
of, yes. And I've heard people whose uncles are younger than they are, but that's another story. But so I was listening to like a lot of glam for a while because I like, let's listen to this because I'm thinking about songs to learn how to play.
Okay,
like,
yeah.
For a new band.
Right.
Not necessarily glam, but glam influenced and inspired. So like Status Quo, let's see who, Bowie, T-Rex. So a lot of different bands, and of course, Sweet.
Sweet.
That would come up a lot. So, and you'd be
that's
surprised
funny.
if like pull up glam rock just on Spotify playlist. So I was listening to that a lot. And then I was listening to a lot of New York Dolls. So early 70s, kind of like David Johansen, all that. Sylvan, Johnny Thunders, great band. Early 70s, kind of like the progenitor punk rock band.
Right.
So it came up that, well, if you listen to that music, you must be old. 71, right?
70.
So,
Right.
And yours kind of surprised me.
So it did me, but also didn't. The thing I use Spotify for the most is when I'm working down in the shop and I just need some sort of a flowy vibe. And also, like, I was always, like I said in the last podcast, sort of the dancey kid, and I always liked veggie music. And so like I first like heard, I don't even know if they would have even called it electronica back then. So I remember being up at Breckenridge with my dad, and we were watching Ski Ballet.
Oh,
Do you remember Ski Ballet?
yes.
I'm embarrassed that I even said it, but I watched it. And I was just entranced, one, because they were playing music on the mountain. Like you could hear it on the mountain. You didn't have, like, you wasn't in the car, you weren't listening to stereo, you didn't have your headphones on. They were blasting it on the mountain, and people were dancing to music on the mountain, most of which was stupid. But
the hills were alive with the sound of music.
The hills were alive with the sound of music, and people doing really dumb things on skis.
But what they could do, though, they're skiing on the front half of the ski tip, spinning around, doing all these things before freestyle, before any of that stuff. Right.
And doing little spins off their poles and all sorts of stuff.
It's all the stuff you talk shit about, but you could never do yourself.
Oh, well, there's that too. But,
right.
Yeah. Also not a gymnast. Like you had to be a gymnast, and you have to be a gymnast to do most stuff they do today too.
Yeah. A good athlete. Back then they weren't called athletes.
Fair. Right.
Gymnasts were, but it's what they did.
Yeah. But I remember there was this one guy, and he played this electronic music, and it was, I don't even remember how I found out, but it was Jean-Michel Jarre, and I think it was the Equinox, off the Equinox album. There's parts like 1, 2, 3, 4, and I don't know, whatever. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I don't know, 9 years old or 10 years old. I just thought that was the coolest thing ever. So all of that to say that I listened to a lot of that to just give me a good groove vibe when I'm downstairs in the basement making stuff for these markets we talked about. So
just more atmospheric music.
Atmospheric
vibes.
And kind of house and kind of... So yeah, my Spotify age is 31, which is my daughter's age.
Man.
And so she knows this about me, so she always sends me stuff to listen to. And
but then you listen to it.
And then I do.
On Spotify and think like, oh.
And then I add it to my liked list.
There you go. Well, look at that.
So, I mean.
So you got to listen to more. What was his name?
Jean-Michel Jarre.
Jean-Michel Jarre.
Jean-Michel Jarre.
Maybe throw in some craft work.
There we go.
Tomita. That'll get you down. Switched on Bach, which was big in the early 70s. Now for mine at 71, I'm thinking, God, I need to get this down. So what do you do? Like at night, just keep it running on loop and play like
just let it run on your computer.
We Sing Dinosaurs. Right? But
why do you have to get it down though?
All of a sudden my age is down to like 42, but I'm on a list. You've been listening to a lot of children's music.
Right.
Like, no, just trying to get my Spotify age down. I don't know. You don't
why
have
would
to.
you? I don't know.
It's just funny.
I would be way more proud to have a Spotify age of 71 than 31.
Hey, just be you, man.
Clearly.
Just be you,
Clearly
baby.
I am.
That's right. Just be you, man. Be you. Never go full Keith. So that is, it's just so funny. So another guy I know I've been to a lot of shows with, he sent me his, and his was like 80. I'm like, God, what are you listening to? Like Al Jolson? Right? How do you get an 80?
80?
I don't know. I guess you'd have to be listening to like, and he I forgot what he said was his top 5, but I guess if you listen to a whole bunch of like maybe Motown and Elvis,
and like Mason Williams and
classical gas.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I'm curious. Maybe we should be on a quest. How low can we go?
How low?
Or how old can you go?
How old can you go?
So
I'll probably have to get a new account for that.
It'll take you a while. Hey, where's the nuke button? I want to start all over. But we'll be curious, right?
Well, it just measures it by the year, right? So technically, start in January. Like, it's almost Christmas. So a week away.
13 days and counting, or what? What's the date?
Today's the 18th.
18th. Yeah, 13 days and counting. There we go. Nice.
Go for the new Spotify age. Cheers.
Start listening to them.
Clink the tin cups.
Yeah. Whatever was in like the roaring 20s. Then we'll see.
Some good jazz back then.
Yeah. Duke Ellington when he was just a baby. Baby Duke. Awesome. Well, hey, another thing we wanted to do is we started talking about this last week, but we've put literally list of venues slip by slip. And at the moment, they're in an upside down sombrero.
That's right. And
So-
we had the sombrero.
We had the
Steve
sombrero.
said, I need a sombrero. And my wife said, just a minute.
Hold my
And
beer.
it
I think
wasn't
is what
even
she
a minute.
said. Yeah. Yeah.
She said, hold my whiskey. She didn't have a beer. She got a Manhattan.
Yeah. Hold my cocktail. Ooh, I love Manhattans. But we digress.
There's a Manhattan we got to have. We made a new version.
So is that next
So-
week? Oh, wait. Next week would
Next
be.
week will be Christmas.
So no, we'll take
So,
next week off. Take next week off.
Yeah. But the week after, you'll appreciate the origin of it. I'll save it.
Yep. Ooh, there's a tease for you.
It's,
You're such a tease. Keith's a tease. All right.
you know it.
So what we did is we put, what do we think we have? Like 25 or 30 different music venues. I know we're
There's
missing a
like
couple.
28. Yeah.
We're missing a couple. We'll add a few more because we didn't add in the 3-2 bar scene from the early 80s, which I think would add a few more. But what we're going to do is we're going to pull a venue out of the hat and we'll share a story about a show that we saw at that venue.
Sounds good.
And some venues we've seen multiple shows at. So what do we do? Back in the sombrero.
Back in the hat.
Back in the hat. All righty.
I like it.
So-
So to be fair, Steve has grown up here,
Yep.
right? And I moved back here when I was 17.
And then
And then I left to join the Army.
the service
We're
country.
in the Army now. And so Steve will have way more stories, but I have some stories too.
And it's story time with Steve and Keith
Story in Foxridge
in Foxridge
tonight.
tonight.
So who's going to pull the thing? I mean,
I'll-
out of the hat.
I'll let you do the first one.
Okay.
And we'll time this, if we have a really good story, which we probably will. Right?
Probably. Okay. Auditorium Arena.
Oh, the Auditorium Arena. So, the Auditorium Arena downtown, actually, that's where we had my high school graduation. Was at the Auditorium Arena.
Really?
But that's not what I'm going to say about it. They also had, back in the day when it was the American Wrestling Association, AWA, they would have wrestling matches. So, like in the 70s, you'd see Mad Dog Vachon, Baron von Raschke, the High Flyers, Greg Gagne, and Jumpin' Jim Brunzell, right? So it was all old school wrestling, kick-ass, but shows. So the show I'll talk about here, it was probably 87. Put it back in the hat.
Back in the hat.
So back in 1987. So everybody remembers Bobby Brown from New Edition, right? So he was on his first solo tour, right? And he had one song that was I Need a Girlfriend. I need a girlfriend. I need her
yeah.
right now. Loving the kissing and holding you tight. Mama. But anyway, so we didn't go there to see Bobby Brown, but Bobby Brown opened up and it was the East Coast, West Coast rap tour. So it was Bobby Brown, LA Dream Team, and Run DMC. It was an amazing show, right?
Oh.
And I just remember
What?
LA Dream Team, they have Let Them Play, Let the Orchestra Play. They did a lot of great songs. Oh shit. So it was an amazing show. So the female singer, like in true 80s fashion, she had like black tights, high heels, and she was wearing a tube top. And she wasn't a small girl. So
And she wasn't David Lee Roth.
no. And she kept having to pull that thing up the entire show. And we're like, oh, at first we're like, hey, cool.
All
But
right.
after a while, I was like, God, that's going to be irritating the shit out of her.
Oh, I'm
'Cause
sure.
she's dancing and singing the whole time and constantly tugging on that. I'm like, oh,
And you're
man.
like, can you
So,
just fail to pay attention to that for a
they-
minute?
yeah, but it was a great LA Dream Team. Amazing, right? Loved LA Dream Team. Who we really went to see was Run DMC.
Yeah.
So that was the first time I saw Run DMC. So they were doing all their stuff. So King of Rock came out.
Oh, wow. That was out by then?
That was a little bit before then. This was even
Yeah, it was.
after, it was before Tougher Than Leather. That was later. But the one with, of course, Walk This Way, You Be Illin', Mary, Mary, Why You Buggin'. So all these
Yes.
great songs. And it was
So good.
fantastic. So they're just rocking out. We're having a great old time. We were not on the floor because you can get seats up, kind of like a mezzanine, but think of it as it's an arena, so it's a big square.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So there's seats up on one area. All of a sudden, something happens at the end of Run DMC's set, and then people are throwing chairs at each other and just fights everywhere down on the floor. And we're like, "Whew, good thing we're up here," right?
Whoa.
So it broke up, but what a hell of a show!
Amazing.
A great show. It was excitement. It was fun. I'd been listening to Run DMC for several years by that point. So even after Crush Groove came out, great movie. All you people, if you like hip hop, old school rap, check out Crush Groove. Great.
Good movie.
My favorite band, my favorite rap group, they didn't get a chance to do any songs in Crush Groove, but Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Oh, yeah.
My favorite band group of all time. Andre Harrell, rest in peace, passed away. He was responsible for New Jack Swing that came out in the late 80s, early 90s. A lot of great stuff, but also, if you can, go onto Spotify if you want to get your age up a little bit. Listen to Run DMC and, of course, LA Dream Team. Bobby Brown, wait till My Prerogative comes out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Much better. Night and day.
True.
Night and day. But that's
True.
we'll save that one for a different conversation if it gets pulled out of the hat. But that was one show from the Auditorium Arena, all in one night. A good time was had by all, except those who got hit by a chair.
Yeah. That's crazy. What part of town?
So it is downtown.
Oh, downtown.
So it's close by right now. So where the new convention center is,
Yeah.
it's right there on the corner.
Okay.
Which used to be by the old convention center. It was Kurgan Hall before they tore it down.
Man.
That's another story. But didn't see a show there.
Nope. Okay.
Went to a job fair there once. Didn't get a job. But hey,
Yeah.
I didn't have a job anyways. What else was I going to do? Hang in line with like a crappy tie and a bunch of resumes that said, I haven't done shit yet. I worked at Shakey's. Does that count? I've got customer service experience. I can work under tight deadlines. How long does a pizza take? 8 minutes. You better pop them bubbles. Right? But the oven's hot. I don't care. And then scrape that cornmeal off there, throw in some more pies. Get to work. And that's where I learned time to lean, time to clean. Like, oh, you're such
Time to lean, time to clean.
Yeah, if you got time to lean, you got time to clean. So, clean something up. Do something. Don't just sit there. Like, man, my boss is a Nazi. So did you happen to see any shows?
Brilliant.
Have you seen any shows at the Auditorium Arena?
No. I couldn't even have told you where it was. So no, for the brief, moment that I was here in my, other than as a kid and going to my first concert when I was 10, like I moved out of town, like mom took us to Seattle, when I was right after that. And so 10 to 17, I was in Seattle, actually Federal Way, which would make Aurora proud.
But that's where Floyd Little had his car dealership. Federal Way, Washington. Serious as a heart attack.
No kidding.
Yeah. The franchise, the guy that saved the Denver Broncos in the late 60s.
No kidding.
Otherwise, they would have been sold to Atlanta.
Oh.
So, but now we're going
That's
a different
horrible.
path.
Yeah. No. So Federal Way, then Issaquah, Washington. So that was a lot of years lost kind of in the boonies. Well, one in the ghetto, and then back then, Issaquah was kind of the boonies. Nobody knew how to say Issaquah.
Yeah.
Issasquatch was kind of a normal thing.
It's your squatch. Where do you live? It's your squatch.
Yeah. And it's, of course, now crazy. It's on the south end of the lake, and on the north end is Redmond, Microsoft headquarters.
So where is like Renton?
Renton is just a bit, maybe 10 miles south of Issaquah, of the south end of Lake Sammamish.
And then
And
Kirkland?
so Kirkland is kind of in the middle of Lake Washington, so it's basically due west
Got it.
of Issaquah. Kirkland, literally, you get on I-90, you go west, and then you get off before getting on the bridge, and you're in Kirkland. Well, you got to go north a little bit because you go through Bellevue, which is like Cherry Creek, right?
Yeah.
And then you end up in Kirkland.
Go north on the 90, hang a left at Ivers, go 5
So
blocks.
there was a dude. So there was in Kirkland so there were two bridges that go over Lake Washington. One of them was I-90 and one of them was the 520. And the 520 is north, and that's actually 520 is where Kirkland is, right?
Got it.
So 520 and the east end of Lake Washington is Kirkland. And there was this little dude in a trailer, and he had
a little
barbecue
dude in a trailer down by the river.
down by the river.
Right.
He wasn't a little dude. He was just the coolest old black dude, and he had the best barbecue. And you park under 520, and you go to this trailer or right next to under 520, and you get your barbecue. And he's got picnic benches kind of sat out, and
I'm so hungry
you
right
go
now.
sit down, and he comes by with this tiny little cup, just a little cup, and a handful of plastic forks. And he'll say, "Have you ever tried the man?" I'm like, "What's the man?" "It's my hot sauce."
Oh, nice.
And
Is it a face melter?
it's a face melter. The reason he has the plastic forks is because he dips one tine of the fork into the man, and then
That sounds great.
really creepy. That's awesome. And so then and it melts your face off. Like it was unbelievable. And he was the coolest dude.
That sounds
And
amazing.
there was, like, at lunchtime,
I bet
it was, you had to get there right away because it's
He's
a 15-minute line.
probably done by 1. Everything is sold out.
Gone.
That kind of deal.
Yeah. It was unbelievable. Yeah. So I lived in Kirkland for a little bit, post Army days.
So you didn't make it to the Auditorium Arena.
I didn't. We went a long
bit of a
way to
drive.
say that I never made it to the Auditorium Arena.
So what you're saying, Keith, is no.
No, that would have been the simple answer. I'm not known for my simple answers.
Well, hey, if we need a filibuster,
Just call me.
the record's 25 hours now, I guess.
Yeah,
Right? By
right.
Hakeem Jeffries.
Yeah, I can. To make a short story long, that's my specialty.
Sticking to it. So, we got time for one more?
Let's do another one.
All right.
All right, you pull this one.
Okay, I'll pull it. I won't look. All right.
It's a good one. Whoa,
This is a great
catastrophic
one.
hat failure.
So, in Inglewood on South Broadway, one of the better venues to see shows nowadays, but was even cool back then, the Gothic Theater. How about you go first? Because I know you've seen at least 1 or 2 shows at the Gothic.
Well,
right?
you and I went to a show,
We did
the Gothic,
just last year.
just last year. Steve took me to my first and second punk show
That's right. Gets you some
as,
education.
as a grown ass man. And so we went and we saw the Damned at the Gothic.
The first punk band to have a hit on any shore, of course, from England.
And it was unbelievable. Now, I was a younger guy. I would have been in the mosh pit,
Oh, absolutely.
but I'm not a younger guy anymore.
So we stood back there by the bar with a
Which-
great view and
which-
great access to the bar.
Also demonstrates wisdom,
Absolutely. Right?
right? That show was unbelievable. And like, I don't know the history of the Damned or any of that, but it sounded like it was the original lead singer.
It was the original band.
The whole band.
I think the difference is have a new bass player, but when I say new, he's only played with him for like 20 years, 30 years, or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, Captain Sensible on guitar. He used to play bass in the very first iteration, but then he quickly switched to guitar in the late 70s. Dave Nalvanian, the singer, he looks more like a vampire. Very theatrical, right? Rat Scabies on drums. Amazing, great show. All the hits. Right?
All the hits.
All the
and
hits.
like they could still all perform.
And it sounds great. And they don't have, nowadays you see bands, older people, like to me, the classic one is Elton John. When he sang all the stuff in the 70s, his register was very high.
Right.
He still sings, but now he drops down like 2 octaves to even come close in it. I mean, it's still amazing, but it's not the same.
Right.
And there's some old guys that like, just stop. Right.
Right. Like,
and for us, save your money and listen to it on Spotify. Get your age up to 80.
there we go. Right. If you want to hear them do it the right way.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a reason they sang it that way, because it sounded good that way.
Yep.
I mean,
And they could, because they're like 20s.
right. Right.
Yeah.
Like maybe their balls hadn't dropped yet or whatever, and they could still do that.
I think so. I think so. Yeah. So that was a great show.
That
at
was
the Gothic.
That was amazing. Like, I am a spoiled punk and spoiled ass little bitch that I got that as my first punk rock show.
Oh, it reminds me of one more we need to put in the hat. We'll have to put the name of the venue of the second one.
Oh,
Right.
It's not in the hat, is
It's not
it?
in the hat. No. See, we've got like 30, and I know we're missing probably that many.
Oh, right.
Right.
Right. So this
So we'll
was
get
an
it in
inspiration from today.
Driving over.
We got 2. Like, this is enough for
I think we got
the first one.
I think we got enough. Yeah. So the first show I ever saw at the Gothic was because again, all these things they used to be straight up legit movie theaters, right?
Right.
So repurposed, which they always do. Now, if it's a theater made in the last 20 years, they just tear it down because there's nothing worth saving,
Right.
right? Because there's shitty construction. But the first one, so it was late 90s, so it might have been 90, 89 or 90. So my friends, we all used to be in this, it was called the Denver Traders League. So we all used to be over-the-counter traders back in the old penny stock days in the late 80s. So we're sitting at bowling and we're just knocking back beers and knocking down pins and like, this is great. Like, hey, what do you want? It's, hey, let's go see a show. So we really quickly looked up and saw who was playing at the Gothic. We buy tickets, go down there, and it's Social Distortion. So
What?
yeah, there's
On a whim.
just on a whim, but we knew who they were. So it's like,
Well, sure.
it's like, I'm there, dude. Right? When you see it. So we go, get in. And, their first album was out at that point. So still very, very new. And the song everybody knew was they did Ring of Fire. They also did Ball and Chain.
Really?
A lot of great songs out of that first, for me, it was a tape when they had cassettes. But it's in that weird period, right?
Yeah.
It was either cassette or CD. And, I didn't have a CD player in my car. So you get a cassette, right? Because
Right.
you had a cassette. One of those that you would Alpine, you'd pull out of your car so the people wouldn't steal your
Wouldn't
shit.
steal it. Right.
So what they did to me one time, they broke in and stole the insert. Like, you're fucking
Oh,
kidding me.
Jesus.
I got a new insert. It's
Like, because somebody else left their Alpine in and they took that, but didn't have time to grab the insert.
probably they're just thinking, man, all this work, I'm walking away with something.
I'm going to get some.
I'm going to get something. But that was a great show. I don't even know I don't think we made there for whoever was opened up, but we got there, saw the whole show, and we were literally up against the stage, right? Like that first row. There was a little bit of moshing going on, but it wasn't that. It's a different kind. Like, if you don't know who Social Distortion is, listen to it, right?
Get
Pull
your
it
age
up,
down.
listen to it. So
Or
it's like
up.
a cross between punk, hardcore rockabilly, not psychobilly. That's Reverend Horton Heat. We'll say that one if that ever comes up somewhere. So it's kind of got a lot of country, kind of that Bakersfield sound, but it's no mistake. It's heavy. It's hard. Two guys playing Les Pauls. It is fantastic. Mike Ness. Chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss. Just don't kiss the chef unless you want to. And then that's okay.
Unless the chef wants you to.
Yeah, ask, always get consent. Always get consent.
That's the age we live in.
It's the age we live in. Yes. Yeah. And now, if you have a Chef Boyardee fetish, that's kind of, hey, all right, you be you, right?
But you said that to me earlier, so I feel a little weird now. I'm kind of feeling like Chef Boyardee. So, all right, I got to tell you a story.
Yeah. Hey, you want to see my beefaroni? Yeah.
So, I just got to tell you something stupid. So, I was, and this is not related to anything other than what happened to you this week, Keith.
Oh, so you know what's going to ask you? What happened to you this week, Keith?
So, let me tell Steve, you know what?
Let me tell you.
Let me tell you something.
I was thinking.
So, I like fidgeting with things and tinkering and whatever. So, we bought grounding sheets for our bed, like grounding, like earthing. So you plug them in literally to the ground of your home electrical system.
Gotcha.
Right. And then there's silver or whatever. Some have stainless steel, right? So that you are literally discharging the positive charge in your body into the ground. So I'm like, okay, so I'll
give it a try.
You can sell me this kind of stuff. It's supposed to reduce inflammation, all this stuff. Okay. And so they're actually great. I love them. But I'm like, is this placebo? So,
I don't know. I have colloidal silver on board, and I got my my copper fit knee brace
so
ready to go.
So I've seen some videos. I'm like, how do I test this? How do you know?
Do you have
how do I know?
A meter that tests your charge?
Yes. So you can take a multimeter, right? And you can
stick one side on a piece of sheet metal and the other one to your dick, and then you see what your electrical charge is.
Isn't that what Napoleon Dynamite did?
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
He did. Yeah, testing that time machine.
Like that. Yeah, so I don't have the little dish of crystals, but so I'm standing out in my front yard because I'd seen these tests on YouTube, like where the guy holds his finger to one of the leads and then the other lead is like plugged into the ground, touching the ground, and but also wearing rubber-soled shoes.
To make sure he's grounded.
Make sure he's not grounded.
The other way.
So what he was doing was demonstrating that he has a positive 3.6 volt alternating current charge in his body when he's not grounded. And as soon as he puts his bare foot on the ground, his charge goes basically to zero. And I'm like, so I'm standing in the front yard because it's the only place we have grass.
Mr. Wizard, Mr. Wizard.
This.
Bill Nye.
And like, of all the neighbors to be walking his dog at the time, it's Jeff at the top of the street, who already thinks I'm a little bit nuts. I'm not saying he's wrong. I just hate getting caught being a dork.
That's funny.
I had the multimeter on the wrong setting, so it wasn't working. So I'm fussing with it. And he's like, "What are you doing, Keith?" I was like, and I said, "Nothing." He's like, "Well, what are you testing? You got a multimeter in your hand."
I said nothing.
So I had to tell him this whole same story I just told you. And
Does he shake his head, or is he just like, "I got one"?
I'm sure he couldn't wait to get home and tell his wife what stupid shit I was up to today. I'm like, as he was walking away, I'm like, "Dude, I feel like Napoleon Dynamite. Like, what are you going to do today, Napoleon? Whatever I want. Go.
That's hilarious. And then you're riding your bike and got hit in the face with a stake.
With a stake. Have you seen like the interviews about that scene?
Yeah. And it really hit him freaking hard.
Hit him hard. And that's why Pedro had to go, because he was like, that was too good, but I can't laugh in the middle of the scene.
Yeah.
Because oh my God.
Funny as hell.
Yeah. Yeah. Funny shit. But so just to close the loop on that, I figured out the right way to do it. And my grounding sheets do work.
There's a right way to do it.
And takes my body charge not quite to a full 0, but it's in the millivolts.
So how long does it take for your amperage to go back up?
Instantly. You have
So it works while you're under the covers?
So
for how long?
Well, I mean, you're sleeping on it for 8 hours. So the positive charge in your body builds up over time. Like there was another guy that did, I saw it on TV or YouTube. It's the new TV, right?
So it's got to be real.
And he was doing his charges like 8 point something. Like it was super high, and mine is 6 point something. And I don't know why his was so high. Maybe he's just full of it. I don't know. But like I don't know. It works. It does change the charge. Are there actual benefits? Well, there are doctors that say yes, but there are doctors that say no. There's like whatever. But it's doing what it says it does. And to be fair, my dreams are way more linear. I sleep better.
There you go.
I'm less inflamed. Thought that.
I'm not going to touch that one.
That was deliberate.
Yeah, that was too funny, right? I'm getting visions of baboons.
All right.
I think that's about it for today. That's a good place to stop. So we'll pick up the sombrero of music next week, and we'll do that thing. So until then,
stay foxy.